Joe Boykin is the Republican nominee for Charleston County Council's District 8 seat. I speak exclusively with Joe for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores, or listen to this interview later on the free iHeartRadio app. Joe Boykin.
Quintin.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much. I didn't know I'd be getting to see you again so soon. My pleasure.
Well, I appreciate it. Likewise. I got to talk to you about the big news. This is it, 75 to 24. What does that 75% tell you about you?
I am as shocked, I think, as everyone is. I am elated and excited. I'm blown away. I really can't thank the voters enough to put their faith and confidence in me. I won't let them down, and I'm going to do my best to give the constituents of District 8 the representation they've been longing for.
And from the beginning of the campaign to right now, what still plays in your mind about the campaign?
It was hard fought. My opponent, Jackie Todd, is one of the finest people I've ever met. She ran a clean and concise campaign. She worked very hard, as did I. And I think the results are, at the end of the day, we both fought very hard for the voters to look at our issues and to make a choice. And I think it doesn't show a bad light on either one of us.
Right.
And I think the voters would have been fine with either one of us, I'll say that.
And you talk about the voters and the issues. It was all about 526 in many people's mind. Where are you with this discussion and going forward with that?
As in my platform, I want to see the road completed. As I've stated before, it's not something I wish we had to do. I like a lot of folks on Johns Island, wish we could go back to the days of the two swing bridges in a very rural, slow-paced way of life, but that's not reality. And I'm a guy that's having to work within a dichotomy. On the one hand, I'm strong on preservation and conservation. I want to save as much as Johns Island and protect Wamalaw and Edisto and other parts of our scenic low-country vistas. But I'm also a realist. I realize this is a problem. We have to confront it. We need infrastructure. We have to have safe roads, and we have to have more points of access, and we have to have ways for traffic to move and not become more congested.
And then, you talk about infrastructure in 526. Just maybe 2 weeks ago, Governor McMaster has known his support behind the completion of 526. Where should the South Carolina State Infrastructure Transportation Bank go from here?
They need to sit down with the representatives of Charleston County government, and they need to get a consensus of where to go forward. I want the bank, the State Infrastructure Bank, to approve the funds. I want the money to be spent in the right way. I am not a fan of the low-speed parkway that had been proposed and approved some time ago. I want a full expressway. If we're going to build a road, I don't want to build a road and put it across the rivers and the marshes for the sake of scenic driving. It needs to be a conveyance. It needs to move traffic. That's what it's for. If we're not going to build it for the right reasons, we shouldn't build it at all. So it needs to be a full expressway, just like the rest of it, to move people from one place to another.
And obviously there's a talk about perhaps a toll road. Where are you with that discussion?
I'm fine. If a toll is what it takes to get the road going, we need it badly. 526 for me is not the solution in and of itself. It is a component and a solution for our traffic woes. The widening of Main Road, the flyover at Main Road, the intersection at Maybank and River Road, the widening of Maybank Highway, all of those pieces need to happen to let 526 work as efficiently as it can. And, so I see it as part of the solution, not the sole solution.
And between now and obviously November, how would you, again, talk to the voters about who you are? Why should I vote for you?
What I'm bringing to the table and what I've heard, and I've spent a lot of time canvassing and meeting folks on Edisto, Ravenel, Hollywood, as well as Johns Island, James Island, and West Ashley. They want a representative. They want someone that they can pick the phone up, send an email, and speak to that person that they elected to office to represent them. They don't want someone who's going to hold a meeting, set an agenda, and not field questions from the public. What's the point in having a representative if you can't communicate with one? That's my promise. I'm also going to work like it's a full-time job, even though it's considered a part-time one, because to do it right, to give the voters their due, You have to roll up your sleeves and put your heart and soul into it. And I wouldn't have run for office if I didn't mean to do that.
Joe Boykin, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
Thank you, Quintin. It's always a pleasure, sir.
Likewise.